Welcome to our kitchen. Today we prepare a Renaissance recipe for fried tomatoes from Bartolomeo Scappi's opera, written in the 16th century. We start with ingredients. We need wheat flour, garlic, basil, unripe grapes, and tomatoes. As you can hear from the sound, the fields around our garden have visitors these days, which came to steal grass from our local roe deer. At the end of the recipe, you find a video with our new temporary neighbors. The Renaissance sources, written by physicians and naturalists, described many varieties of tomatoes, considered a kind of eggplant. According to Costanzo Felici, Castore Durante, and Pietro Andrea Mattioli, some kinds are flat, others round with ribbing, in a similar way as melons, or others round and smooth. Their color is red or yellow, whence the Italian word pomodoro, which means golden apple. From the botanical illustrations, it seems that generally the tomatoes are quite big, but from the Cronica della Nueva España, written in the 16th century by Francisco Cervantes de Salazar, we know that in Mexico there were other kinds of tomatoes not mentioned in the Italian sources, some of which as big as unripe grapes, others the same size as limes. We prepare the sauce by pounding in the mortar 4 cloves of garlic, 2 pinches of salt, a handful of basil, and a bit of unripe grapes juice. You can use more or less garlic according to your taste. Recipes specifically written for tomatoes appear in the cookbooks mostly around the 18th and 19th centuries, when tomatoes become more popular, especially in southern Italy. We find, however, a mention of a tomato sauce in the book by Antonio Latini, written in the 17th century. But according to Salazar, in Mexico the natives cooked tomatoes and peppers together to make sauces and soups. Felici, Durante, and Mattioli, in the 16th century, write that tomatoes were prepared following the typical recipes for eggplants: cut into pieces or sliced, then floured, fried in olive oil or butter, and served with pepper or dressed with salt, pepper and oil, or with verjuice. For this reason, the recipe we're preparing today, selected from one of the most important Renaissance cookbooks, is for eggplants. The preparation is almost identical to the methods described by Felici and Mattioli, but Scappi recommends boiling the eggplants and then flour and fry them, a passage that would ruin the tomatoes. There are 2 dressings for the fried eggplants, one with pepper and orange juice, whereas the other is the one we are preparing today. If you don't have unripe grapes or verjuice, we recommend orange or lemon juice. We slice, flour, and fry the tomatoes in olive oil. The thickness of the slices and the cooking time depend on the variety of tomatoes you use. It is better if they are quite firm and not fully ripe. The less firm they are, the thicker the slices and the shorter the cooking time. For more historical recipes for vegetables, check out our new book, Early Italian Recipes, Vegetables, Fruit, Herbs and Flowers, which collects recipes from the antiquity to the beginning of the modern era. On our Patreon page, you find further translations of ancient and medieval sources, in addition to several articles on historical food. On Amazon you also find 2 translations of medieval books, De Observatione Ciborum, Early Medieval Recipes at the Court of the Franks, with a text written in the 6th century by the Byzantine physician Antimus, and Registrum Coquine, a medieval cookbook, the work of the German cook Johannes Bockenheim, written in the 15th century. If you're interested in ancient food, check out our book, Ancient Roman Cooking. To support our work, you can also buy us a beer and purchase our merchandise. You find all the links in the description below. These tomatoes were great, with a fresh flavor given by the basil and verjuice, and the spiciness of garlic. A perfect pairing with our tomatoes, just a little unripe but very sweet. There are a few variants for this recipe in traditional Italian cooking, but this one in particular deserves to be rediscovered as a perfect appetizer or a side dish for the hottest summer days. If you're interested in ancient foods and flavors, subscribe our channel and consider supporting us on Patreon.